everybody. Well, Kay, if you do the roll call, please.
Hutnick,
Here.
Poznansky,
Here.
St. Laurent, Murdoch,
Here.
Stevens,
Here.
Van Wormer, Lee,
Here.
Oswald.
Here. Okay, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Kathy, if you don't mind, if the board is okay with it, I just wanted to have a moment of respect for Bud and Vera Brandt before we start with our agenda. They've been in the community for 27 years and have touched the lives of many, many generations. And I thought at the beginning of our meeting, if we could just take a minute and pause, if you're okay with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay.
I'll second.
I actually have a question. The funding request, I didn't see any new information provided in the packet. And since the board already acted on that last month by, in a sense, not acting, I'm just wondering if we need to have this on the agenda.
Well, we invited the organization to come and present more information and answer questions for you.
Okay.
Murdoch.
All right.
So we have a motion
Motion.
by Poznansky and a second by
By-
Murdoch.
By Murdoch. Yes. Okay. All right. Approval.
Do we need to all approve?
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? No? Okay. All right, and approval of the minutes. We need a motion.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, public forum, this is the time if anybody would like to come up and speak.
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna Seminis, 164 Main Street. A month before this year's Art and Wine Walk, I decided to host Ladies' Night Out. I thought it would be fun to have a Ladies' Night Out poker run instead of just a Ladies' Night Out. One was done many years ago, and I love the idea, and I wanted to do it again. I completed a funding request form to defer a portion of the expense for the promotion and needed materials for the poker run. I understood that the DDA had supported similar events in the past. Along with the game cards, playing cards, and advertising expenses, there were additional items that were added for the 4 prize baskets. 14 businesses were involved. We appreciated their enthusiasm and support in promoting and introducing downtown businesses to customers enjoying the fun night. Prize items were included donations from the participating businesses. Feedback has told us that that the ladies that participated were thrilled with the game, as well as experiencing new and familiar businesses in the downtown. Over 240 poker run cards were turned in. I am resubmitting my funding request to cover the cost of the materials for the game, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Did you bring receipts?
Yes, I submitted my receipts already.
Yeah. I have the receipts, and
But we didn't get them?
they have 60 days to turn them in according to the event request form.
So but you have them.
Mhm.
Okay, we just don't have them in our packet.
Correct. And what did the receipts total?
like
then-
$340-ish, $340 about.
Will you be submitting more then?
No, I won't be. We're incurring the cost of the other stuff. This is just for the basic materials that I submitted. I just submitted for the printing of the game cards and playing cards. And then I incurred the cost for advertising and additional materials that went in the prize baskets.
So this still says 500. Are you only requesting what you've submitted receipts for
Correct.
then? Okay.
It was a great event. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you for participating
Oh
in
my
it as
gosh.
well. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
People were really full. They said maybe you guys should do it as a progressive party with food. So there's food, different food items along the way, which I thought was a great idea.
Yeah, maybe ideas for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very well attended, yes.
Yeah,
We had a lot
thank
of
you.
fun, yes. Okay. Right, thank you. Anyone else?
When did you receive the receipts?
I don't know, Madison, when did you turn in the receipt for printing? This past week? But
I
I was-
turned that in on Wednesday.
So we could have had them in our packets.
I could have, I just didn't, because I didn't know if it was all that was coming. And again, the form says they have 60 days, so I didn't know that we needed it in the packet.
So before we can make a motion, we have to
Well,
have the
we're not at
receipts,
that,
right?
this is just public
This is
forum.
public.
We're
No,
not-
I'm just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah,
How does that work?
Well, we've always approved without the receipt.
Right.
Okay.
okay, all right. Okay, anyone else for public? Okay, all right, we'll move on. Financial report.
I have, oh, I'm sorry, Kay, did you want to say the financial report or anything? Were you going to say something and I cut you off?
If it's going to be postponed, I won't.
Okay. I'm not trying to postpone it, but we have several questions from October and several questions from this month that haven't been answered yet.
Sure.
So can I ask those questions, or did you want to give a report?
Okay, I'll go ahead and give the report since we have received it. I did receive the October 2025 finance report from Plant Moran. We have two bank accounts. The deposits in the Tri-County Bank were $24,415.17. The People-Driven Marketing account, total deposits were $314.70. Bills presented to Tri-County were $29,784.12. And bills presented to the marketing account were $865.16. That leaves a fund balance in the Tri-County of $176,844.96. And in the marketing account, $5,700.86.
Okay. Back when we got the October packet, I had sent a list of questions to you, which you had forwarded on to Riley at Plant Moran. And she did answer some of them. Some of them she didn't answer, but one of them was the CBD events budget number. It's listed as $15,000, and per your email on October 14th, it was 10,000, and it was my understanding it was 10,000. So I'm just trying to understand, where did the extra 5,000 come from?
Yeah, so there were two different line items under CBD events. One was 10,000 and the other was 5,000. We don't need two different line items, so she just combined it, and
What
then
was
we'll.
the other line item for? Like, what was the extra 5,000 for?
And I don't know, because it's not something that we have a plan for, so I don't know how it ended up.
Its own
There.
line item?
Yeah. So she combined them both, and then the agreement was, okay, we're gonna have to do an amendment in December, mid-year anyway, and we'll move that money out to wherever you guys think that it should be. But in order to consolidate the report, that's why she moved it into one.
Okay.
But there's no plan for that 5,000.
Okay, so we're not 100% sure that it belongs in CBD events at this point?
It
just
probably
had-
doesn't.
It probably doesn't, okay. So the budget for CBD events should be 10,000.
Correct.
And then it says that the amount spent so far for CBD events is $1,234.23. But when we talked back in October, listing Witches and Warlocks, Golden Girls Day Out, Monsters on Main, Cruise in Maine, and sidewalk sales, that totaled $6,337.83.
And that was actually wrong and was corrected in the following email.
Right, so then you corrected it to $5,337.83.
Correct. So I'm not sure why it's not reporting on this report,
Okay.
but it will be updated.
Okay,
'cause
so
we
the actual spend in that line item right now is more like $5,337.83.
Yes.
Okay, so when I asked that, in November, there were, and two examples, one being $431.42 to Giordano's, and then, there was another example. You had said, and I believe, Riley actually had responded that this had been corrected, that she had corrected that, but it's not. It's still sitting in like other expenditures.
So let me explain how this
Okay.
works.
Okay,
Currently today, Plant Moran pulls our P&L reports from QuickBooks.
okay,
Before I send them the okay each month, I go into QuickBooks and I correct every line item where it should be.
okay,
The transaction report that they print out for the packet is coming from the bank account.
okay,
Unless I duplicate those efforts, just so that you can see that on the transaction report, they're not going to match. The transaction report from the bank account are all the line items that I go back in and correct, so that our P&L is correct. I hope that makes sense.
okay. I'm just looking so this report here, is this from QuickBooks or is this from the bank?
That's from the bank.
And then this one is also from the bank?
Yeah.
These two are from the bank, okay?
I know that this is very confusing because when I first came on board, well, it's going on 2 years, it's very hard to read through these reports because we have the bank reports, we have Plant Moran, we have QuickBooks. And I remember when I spent probably a couple hours with Christina Shepherd when she was our interim, just so I could try to understand, because it is very confusing, and how all of it is. It looks like, so for instance, like Plant Moran has templates that they base their reports on, but ours aren't customized to like our vendors or how we spend money. That's how I look at that. And like in
Right.
talking to Christina, that was it, because there was things that were, well, it's here, but then it's here too. So it's very, very confusing. I understand, and I see where she's coming from, because it's like, wow, it took me a couple hours to sit down with Christina, and even some of that stuff she had to figure out and ask Plant Moran about. So, and then also, I think it's for our billing too. We've asked for a summary billing, which we do not get, because my understanding is that Plant Moran has their accountants, and they'll have different accountants at different pay grades. So they could be $750 an hour if it's a partner, or it could be, $200 an hour, depending on who it is. We don't know that because that's not supplied to us through Plant Moran. So Kay and I have talked about this, and I said, we need to get this where it's like not so confusing and where we can understand this better. So I know that it's probably going to take, what, Kay, another month or two? Or
I'm hoping this next month. I've talked to Plant Moran about it. They're gonna actually come and sit down, and I'll let you both know when they come, so that we can customize a report.
Yeah.
That way, we'll have exactly what we want, and
And I can appreciate that from the standpoint, you know, we've asked multiple times for the payee to be listed, and you had indicated in your email in October that you would ask for that again.
And I did.
Yeah, I guess the concern for me isn't that I don't understand it, it's that if we do have these in the right categories, then I would think this would have it listed in the right category.
I mean,
So my concern is
Yeah.
that if either there's a disconnect between what Plant Moran is pulling, or, because regardless of the transactions by the bank,
yeah,
our statement of activity is still incorrect. And if we're looking at how much budget we've spent in trying to approve this, you know, it says we have 91% of our budget remaining for CBD events, but we really don't. We have closer to 36% remaining.
Especially because it's taking into account $5,000 that shouldn't even be there.
Right, and I don't know if that, right, should be
Wherever it
there.
belongs.
So approving any more fund requests additionally, I mean, I'm just concerned we don't have it in the right spot, and I don't know how much is left in that budget.
we're closer to 50% left in that budget. And we are more than 70% through with our yearly events. So we are definitely in a good position.
Okay?
But why does the November say the exact same thing that the October does then?
Where?
So we got October and November, correct? And October says the exact, when you look at the CBD event line item that you're speaking of with the 15 grand and the 91%, they literally say the same thing.
Because we didn't spend anything.
Well, it wasn't, but it also wasn't corrected or adjusted. If it still says the same thing, they didn't fix it.
No, they didn't fix it.
I know that the pages from the bank might not be correct, but I also can't tell what these checks are for. So for September through October 24th, there's audit and contracted accounting fees that total $14,576.81. I'm guessing that's just in the wrong account, but the check says it went to the Romeo DDA, and I don't think that's where the check went.
What are we talking about?
So there's check number 3427,
Is that October or November?
I'm sorry, September to October.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that say.
3427, 3463, 3449, 3461, 3470. They all say Romeo DDA as the name, which that could be just a reporting issue. That's why I'm saying I don't think that we wrote a check to ourselves. I just don't know what that check is, and I'd be surprised if we had $14,576 to audit and contracted fees. Maybe we did, but
Well, I don't know, I don't see a check for that.
and then there's $8,073.27 to downtown maintenance and improvement. And there's multiple checks listed. Again, I don't know who they're to. And usually, I mean, for a long time, I was signing the checks, so I was familiar with it and I saw them. I'm not signing the check, so I don't know.
I wish I was following you. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what page you're on.
So the transaction list by date,
September to October.
September to October. The first page, I believe it's the first page, halfway down, there's a check on September 29th, check number 3427. Does anybody else see it?
Yes, see it.
Okay,
Oh, $2,900. So
that's 3463 on mine, anyways. The
3427 is
3427 is
115.
115.
But there's four of them, either way, there's four separate
Yeah.
checks
And I know
with
what
the
they're
same
for.
description.
Okay, what's the 115 for?
the 115 is for chamber membership
Okay.
dues. The 2,900 is Vans Valley, that was their fall decor.
Okay,
And the 248.75 checks were both watering checks. That was
Okay.
September and October.
and then check 3470, closer to the bottom of the page, $1,811.81.
That was for the Witches and Warlock merchandise.
Okay. And then on the next page where it says downtown maintenance and improvements, all of those checks, 3462, $3,000
3,000 was Giordano Graphics and Signs.
for like our DDA stuff,
That was-
or,
Hold on, no. Actually, I'm sorry, that was Jessica's, that was for the mums,
okay,
Jessica's.
all right, and then 3466, $1,000?
3466 is our videographer, and that
Okay.
was October's contract.
Okay. And 3469, $1,002.50?
That was the final payment to Giffords Webster.
Okay.
And all that's just concerning that it's one thing for them just not to have the proper description, but are they taking it out of the proper line items in the budget? Because if
Yeah.
the description isn't correct here, that makes me wonder, are they not following it through on the budget? Or like,
Yeah.
should the decor be,
No,
More,
the transaction for the bank is completely wrong. Like I said, I go back in and I correct it in QuickBooks, but if they can give us a report that shows that, then I think
yeah,
everybody
but I'm
would,
saying Plant Moran, are they then taking it and applying it into the right portions of the budget?
yeah.
And it doesn't, and my concern is that it doesn't appear to, since we asked for it to be fixed in October, and November still shows the same thing for CBD events.
Right.
So then I'm just concerned what we're
Yeah.
approving if,
And I think that once we have our meeting with them and go through exactly what we want on that custom report, then they should be able to deliver that. And then maybe they can come and present it in January. That way, you know, if you guys have a lot more questions, they can,
I mean, I certainly think it would be helpful if they presented why,
The other thing I'd like to see at this point would be a full up-to-date budget.
yeah. We're
So
gonna
that
have
we
a
can see,
complete
Right.
budget, because we're gonna have amendments. It's mid-year, so that's coming too in January.
okay.
Yeah. Any other questions for October?
I mean, I think we maybe beat a dead horse, but the one that Riley had said she fixed again was for the Giordano's, or it was a different one, copying and printing for $326, and that it should be under CBD events, and it's not. So I just have reservations about approving what they have presented.
Yeah, we know that this is incorrect, so.
We already know that it's incorrect, I'm concerned about approving,
Okay.
that's just not mine. I think that, I don't think I had any more questions on the finances, but that was it.
Nobody wants to question the $100,000 that got taken out of the account?
I thought you didn't, wasn't that part of the description? Where did I read that? I read it somewhere.
On November 20th.
So we did move $100,000 into our new Michigan class
I was
account.
gonna say, wasn't it the Michigan class? I
Yes.
thought I read that
Yeah,
somewhere,
the
okay.
Michigan class. 100,100,
Yes, I did a $100 test the first
Oh,
time.
perfect.
just to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely need to continue working with Plant Moran and get this right, because it is so confusing.
I know.
And, I mean, considering they do the village and we get all of our reports and it's not this jumbled, I don't understand what the issue with them is.
Especially for the amount of money that we're paying.
We're paying
And
a
and
lot.
trust me, this is a long way from where we started. I mean, we have cleaned this up so much, and it's still not where it
Yeah.
needs to be.
And just as a side note, as a suggestion, and part of, I know the descriptions are very short or this or that, but, I mean, even in the village packet, I literally copy every single receipt. So
Yeah.
it helps with the question, like, they see it.
Sure.
Unless it's a recurring of which you get to normally get to know after a while. Any of the new ones, you just see the receipt and there's no more questions.
And I do it anyway, because I put it in the QuickBooks, I attach it to every transaction, so that's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a few minutes extra, I get it, but it helps at the table.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? Okay. All right. Need a motion to approve payment of the bills?
What are we approving bills in the amount of?
Sorry, Kate, cut you off guard there.
For October, the total bills presented for Tri-County were $29,784.12. And the people-driven marketing account was $865.16.
And we know for a fact that those bills all have receipts, and we all have.
Yes.
Okay. I'm saying all the rest of it's messed up, but we have that.
Yes.
I would make that motion.
And I will second that motion.
I'll take a roll call. Poznanski,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Hutnick,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Lee,
No.
Oswald.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. The November packet was received from Plant Moran. Tri-County Bank total deposits were $13,050.69. Total deposits for the people-driven marketing was $1,725.94. The bills presented for approval for Tri-County are $15,318.70. People-driven marketing account was $290.64. The fund balance for Tri-County is $176,112.23. And the fund balance for the marketing account is $7,136.16.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions with that? Any discussion? All right, let's move on to funding requests.
We need to make a motion to approve.
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion to approve? I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Wait, I'm sorry, what are we making? I was reading.
Oh, she was reading, go ahead.
To pay the bills for November?
For the bills for November.
I second.
And that's the 15,000 and the 290?
Yep,
Tri-County and people driven.
$15,318.70. Okay, so Murdock,
Yes.
Hutnick,
Yes.
Poznanski,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Lee,
No.
Oswald.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to the funding request, Old World Nouveau.
So as mentioned earlier, we received a funding request for Ladies Night Out for the poker run. They have changed their requested amount to $340 to cover cost of printing. Any questions?
I do not have questions, but considering the conversation last month, I would have, in that we had the documents, would have appreciated more information before this evening. At this point, we're kind of put on the spot to make a decision with information we just learned a few minutes ago.
So what do we do going forward? Do we change our funding request form that says they have 60 days to turn in? Or do we not approve?
If it would done within the timeline to begin with, it would have been different. But to go back and try to put that to the situation now, I don't think you can, it's not the same.
Yeah. I just want to know what the proper procedure is going forward, because we have never required receipts for a funding request.
Well, no, if it would have been asked for before the week of it, we didn't have enough time, it would have been asked for in the proper enough of a timeline. If they would have been here, or there would have been more information of, like we said last month, what is it for? We couldn't tell what the request was for. And then we would approve it up to 500. And then they would submit the receipts and you would pay out whatever was submitted. It doesn't mean it's just a flat cost. Then you would have taken care of that behind the scenes. We would have eventually seen it in the bills. So no, the receipts will be of what is paid eventually, but because of the way that this request happened, that proper procedure didn't and couldn't happen. So now it's after the fact, so yes, now I'm saying, I still received the same document requesting 500, but now I'm told it's 340.
I was under the impression that they still had more receipts coming. That was the last conversation I had. That's why I didn't include it. I was going to include it when I had everything. So I didn't know they were changing the amount of the request. I didn't know that that was all the receipts I was getting. You know, that's why it's not in the packet.
Right, and we only know what's given to us, so we don't know that either.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a question about the request form, because when I first was on board, on this board, I went ahead and I downloaded everything that I could find. And the request form for the funding is different than what we had last. I just don't know when it changed. So this form that I have, that I downloaded from the website, I put in my binder and I had it. And then the one that we were using for the last few requests is different. And I don't remember
What's different?
this compared to this.
Is the
This
correct
is what
one
I
2
downloaded
months?
probably, well, back in
No.
February of when I was first on board. And then this is the one that now is on there, and I was
But
never
there would have
aware.
been- what is different is just this piece. Processing requests will require 2 meetings.
I guess you'd have to go back and look through the agendas and minutes and
Yeah,
do some
because
deep dive.
Well, I know we talked about it at one of the meetings, is that the 2-meeting rule didn't seem like it applied. Now, I don't remember which meeting that was that we had that discussion.
Okay,
I do remember having conversation
Okay.
at the board, but I don't see what else is different other than just that 2-meeting rule. I think because we thought it was just cumbersome to
Well-
make people come to 2 meetings in a row to request funds. If we had the stuff ahead of time, we could
okay.
move forward, and then the people didn't have to come to 2 meetings. I don't see anything else that's different. So I'm
Well,
not
the
sure.
other thing that's different is applicants on this, the
New
newest one.
Okay.
Applicants do not need to be present at a DDA board meeting. However, it would be helpful to answer any questions from the board. So they did not need to be here last
No.
time, which I thought they were supposed to, because that's what it states in this one. So I personally was looking at this form, not at this form. They weren't here last time. We did have questions, but then in this form, application, it says they don't need to be. So Yeah, I was confused by that because I was going by what I had downloaded
And
a
there's
year and a
no-
half ago.
There's no
and-
date on it.
No, neither one of them are dated with that. So there's some confusion in that, obviously. So, and then also too, we have approved other funding requests without any receipts and just given them, and have given the money, so.
Well, if a funding
was
request
after
is
the
done
fact.
properly, you wouldn't have a receipt yet.
Okay, so
This is before.
according to this, then if we do approve it, the applicant shall provide paid receipts for all funds to the treasurer within 60 days of disbursement of funds.
Right,
So
and
we
then you
So-
could say
so
that
we
we
could-
we
And then
could
you
say
would-
up to $500, and then if they only submit $340 worth of receipts, then they would get
Then we can-
$340.
Then we can do it that
Yes.
way. Okay,
Well, that's
so-
how it would happen.
Anyways.
anyways, right?
Typically.
Okay, so, all right. And so then that means that we're gonna need the receipts from the last funding requests that we've had? Have we received them? I'm just,
I have not received it.
okay. All right.
Because that's the only way you're gonna pay out, is if someone submits a
Right,
receipt to you, you have
right.
to have it, something to go with.
Yeah, so this is something definitely we want to, yeah, look into.
So moving forward, are we going with the one you pulled off the website?
Well, this one is the newest one, the
right.
most recent, I should say, at this point, so we'll just go with the one that's the most recent, I would imagine, so we'll follow that. But,
And if you just wanted to cross your Ts and dot your Is, I'd put it on a agenda, propose it, officially adopt it, and put a
Mhm.
date on it.
yeah. Yeah, okay. All right,
Is there a motion for the funding request?
Well, I personally seen how that night played out, and it was obvious there was a lot of money spent with 14 businesses. You know, there was some confusion and submission of the form. She didn't have to be here. If I remember correctly, did we not approve St. Baudrick's after the event?
yes, we
Their-
did.
Their building?
I believe we did,
Yeah,
yes.
their yeah. So, I don't know. I would like to make a motion to approve the funding request for Old World Nouveau, sorry,
For how much?
for $340.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
Okay, roll call?
Hutnick,
Yes.
Murdock,
Yes.
Poznanski,
No.
Stevens,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Oswald.
Yes.
Thank you again, Donna. It was a great event. I can't wait.
That's my agenda here.
Okay.
Moving on, sorry. Going through all these papers, I lost my agenda.
So new business RFQs, I just wanted to give a copy of the ones that we are going to be hopefully getting quotes for this next year. Just so that you had eyes on it, if there was any edits, any additions, any feedback from the things that we did this year, as far as the flowers, the decorations. I've got enough feedback for the auditing and the accounting, thank you. But any of these other RFQs, does anybody have anything that we want to change or address?
I think this looks great. Was there, I might have missed it. I thought we talked about possibly asking for snow removal, like a quote for snow removal just on the sidewalks downtown? What was that, in a DDA joint one, Kathy?
Yes, we did talk about
I
that, now
didn't
that
do
she
one
says
for
it, yeah.
snow blowing.
Mhm.
So snow removal on the sidewalks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wondered if that was, well, if it could be thrown in one of these, but it might be a totally different thing.
I think it would have to be its own thing, but,
I think the biggest thing was nobody knows how much it's gonna cost.
Yeah.
So everybody says we can't afford it, but we
But
have
we
no
don't know
idea.
how much, right?
So
Yeah.
maybe it is something that we can throw into, our holiday,
yeah.
what we do. And like you're saying, it might have to be its own request?
And where would they put it when they remove it?
I don't know that yet. Where do we put it
The
right
same
now?
place that I
Well,
put it?
Usually
When I
what-
remove it?
Usually what happens is the village waits a day, the businesses push it onto the village property, and then when we do our part, we remove it all. So that would be the concern on my half, would be when they would do it. It would be redundant work if the village removed snow and then had snow pushed back right into the spot. So we would need to coordinate that somehow.
I think it's it definitely would be a benefit to the businesses, and we've heard many businesses ask for it.
Yeah.
I think, Kay, with your coordinating efforts, we probably could figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think we all have to know, how much is that even gonna cost? If it's a crazy amount of money that nobody has a budget for, then we have that answer.
And when we say DDA, does that include, what is now my home street and all the way down to Mother Earth Spa?
Right.
Or are we just talking the?
Main Street.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Because if the whole DDA pays that tax, I think we should all get it done.
Right.
So I think it's a significant amount of sidewalk.
I'll make sure they line item like everything so
Yeah.
that we can, okay, well, we can afford to do this part, but we can't, instead of not saying no to
And
all
then
of
the
it.
board can decide whether they wanna do that or not,
Yeah.
or a portion of it, or the whole thing, or none at all.
Yeah, I think we should look into it because we have discussed it, and like you said, we don't know until we look into it and see what the cost is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do one for snow removal and post it with the rest.
I mean, these look great, okay, I don't have any,
So, when we're saying snow removal, in my head, when we've had snow, not we as in us here, when I've done snow removal before, they actually take it somewhere else.
That's
They
what I'm
don't just
saying.
push it up against, the side of a building or something like that. They actually usually load it in the back of a truck, a dump truck, something like that, and it is removed from the premises that
Great.
we're doing. So.
let's see if that's part of it, and then we
That's
cut
what I'm
out the
saying.
village
Right.
altogether.
So
Yes.
so there is a difference between just shoveling and
Yeah.
pushing the snow,
Plowing or
piling
shovel.
into a pile at the end of a driveway or something, or actually removal. So there is a big difference.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's gonna be a cost, I don't know. They have places that they dump it somewhere, I don't know, in an open field, I have no idea, and then let it melt. But
Yeah.
I don't know what the significant cost
Well, we'll
would
take a
be
look
for
at it.
that. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So moving on to the visitor guide brochure, we have that.
Do you want a motion, or are you good?
Yeah, I just
Oh, do
would
you want
like
a
to have a
motion
motion that you guys
That we're
want to
okay with it?
proceed with getting
Okay.
quotes.
I'll make a motion to move forward with these RFQs as presented, and adding one for the snow.
Second? I'll second. All those in favor?
Sorry? Say it again?
Sorry. I said, all those in favor? I said,
Aye.
I'll second
Yeah, I
it.
know, I thought I heard Marty second it,
No.
sorry.
Any opposed? Okay. Visitor's guide brochures.
Okay. So we're in the process of updating our visitor guides, the shopping and dining guides. What you see is basically a bifold. So you'd have the front cover, open it up, and this is the two inside pages. And then on the back side would be a parking map and a directional map. This isn't the final version. I'm still waiting on phone numbers for a couple of new places in town and to go back through it and double check. But I just wanted to get your eyes on it to make any suggestions as we're doing this. And then,
What about services?
what's that?
Services, do we have, for instance, our lawyer, was it within the DDA, or we do have therapists in the DDA?
It's basically a visitor's guide, so I don't know. I mean, if we want to go down that route,
You know, because then you have.
we could have multiple pages. because we have, I think, 109 technical businesses in the DDA.
It's just, I could see how if you're a business in the DDA, why you wouldn't be included if you're a business in the DDA.
Yeah.
But I understand what you mean, it's a quick grab, where I'm shopping
Shopping
for
and
the
dining.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not,
shopping
so
and
maybe
dining, well, this is the one that we had before,
Mhm.
so it was shopping and dining, and I think that's what we were going after, right,
Yeah.
with that. And then also, there isn't a map on here, but there would be a map, again, to show where the parking, the
Mhm.
public parking is.
Yeah,
And that was probably
talked
like the
about that,
biggest
yeah.
thing when we came back from our joint session meeting,
Yep.
which we don't have it on here, but one would be on the back.
I think this looks great for what the intention is, you know, for shopping and dining. I see the potential need for, whether that's a rack card or whatever, of a full and complete list. You know, maybe it's not in this, but
I
I
think we
think
need to,
it's fair.
I'd like to see a phone number and the email more prominent, whether it's on the front.
For the
or just-
DDA?
Yeah, or bigger.
Oh, yeah, throw our email address on there maybe?
what's that? I'm sorry.
Put our email address, like info
Yeah.
at,
I'll put the email and the phone number pretty big on the back.
on
under
the back where the
on the
map
back.
is? Oh,
Mhm.
okay. That looks great.
And I
like
think follow us on Facebook and Instagram also was on the back too,
Yeah,
for the map.
it. Where does the QR code go to?
that goes to our website.
Okay.
But maybe we could do more of a, not the dining and shopping guide, but maybe just a list, especially for businesses, of
Business.
all the
Business guide,
businesses,
yeah.
like in four.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
mean,
would
we
like to have the,
quite a
for
few.
me.
How many
Office.
counseling offices just literally in the DDA?
Mhm.
The Pilates,
Yeah.
there's
Having a complete
outside the
directory.
box.
Yeah.
A
not
directory,
just a
yeah, that's-
shopping.
yeah.
I mean,
And-
that's good. I will tell you this, I update this website monthly. It is ever changing.
Right.
So you have to be careful too about the cost of printing.
And that was gonna be my next question, is what is our intention as far as updating this? I mean, obviously, it's only gonna be as good as when we printed it, and something's gonna change tomorrow, and that's gonna happen. So what is our plan or our intention? Like, once a year, we're gonna redo this and get more printed? You'll be in the next one, or?
I would say once a year, but if
Okay.
you guys think that it should happen twice,
Not necessarily, I mean, I think once a year is fair, but I would leave that up to.
Well,
what the
2,500 can go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at all the businesses in it. So let's say we do 2,500 at a time. I know you've got 2,500 and 5,000. Well, then when you get it, at that point in time, okay, we need 2,500 more, then we update it
Yeah, when you run out,
when you run out. and
or
so-
once a year,
Or once a year, so
whatever's
whatever comes first,
Mhm.
then you update it. So if you're looking around and, you know, businesses are saying, hey, I need more, you know,
Yeah.
here it is.
and
I-
then we're gonna deliver these to businesses to have,
All the businesses would have them, obviously, you know,
And we
the
had talked,
library, the village offices.
we had talked about also maybe some of the visitor stations in Michigan.
yeah,
You know,
And in doing that, we could make it more generic where we don't have to have information in there that needs to be updated as much, more of like come to Romeo, more of a overview of Romeo, of what we have, but not have to be so specific, so if it does change, we can leave those out there for a while, maybe. So we could look into that, but just getting the first maybe 2,500 out there, see how it goes, see how fast they go.
So did we wanna do 2,500, or, okay, were you looking to do 5,000? Cause I see your cost to not exceed is $1,000.
I mean, the price break isn't that dramatic.
Yeah.
If you guys wanted to start with the 2,500, we could.
I don't have strong feeling, I just wanted to get your,
Yeah.
what do you wanna do?
I mean, I want as many out there as possible.
Okay, so you wanna do 5,000,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve visitor guide brochures with any edits at no cost to exceed $1,000.
Okay, is there a second?
A cost not to exceed.
Not to
I don't
exceed.
know what I said.
Right, that's, I was just gonna say, what'd you say?
Not to
Yeah, not
exceed.
to exceed.
So you're not
$1,000.
gonna choose a vendor?
Can I just
Um,
ask a quick question?
How many were you planning to give to each of these businesses? Because 5,000 isn't gonna last very long if they're handing these out, because I just counted how many you have listed on here. So if they all get 100, you're gonna go through that, like, you won't even have enough at 2,500.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's
No,
like
I-
23 businesses
Yeah,
on
I
here, so
think
if
we
you
need
give
to
them
go-
Well, I
100
said
each.
5, that she's printing 5,000,
Yeah,
Well,
not 2,500.
my suggestion would be, get the least amount, whether it's 2,500 or 5,000, because as soon as we put them out, there's gonna be a mistake made. I guarantee you, there'll be something and somebody will be, well, this
Yeah.
number isn't
Right.
right or whatever, so
That's
maybe if we start out, and then if that happens, we can correct it and get the corrected ones out.
All right, I'll amend my motion to approve the visitor guide brochures at a cost not to exceed $1,000 through Giordano Graphics for 5,000 of them.
Okay,
And that estimate was $620, was the least
it's
expensive.
expensive.
yeah.
Okay, is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Or should we take a roll on that? That's money. We'll take a
Lee,
I'm sorry, did you say my name?
roll call.
roll call.
Did you say my name?
Yeah, Lee.
Yes.
Hutnick,
Yes.
Poznanski,
Yes.
Murdoch,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Oswald.
Yes. Okay. The CBD dumpster corral project, I'm interested in this one.
New business spotlight first?
New business spotlight.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I
I
was
crossed
gonna
you
say-
off. I'm sorry, Marty, I'm not thinking about you tonight. I just
Oh, is
crossed
that
you
me?
right off.
Is that me?
Well, actually. Go ahead, Kay.
Oh, so my thoughts on the new business spotlight, I've just been trying to figure out a way to reach out to the community more, to get more involvement from the community, to have more people attend the meetings, to get more voices heard back and forth on both sides, okay? So one of the things I thought about, we have several new businesses in town, we can start with them and have them come, one to each meeting, have them introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves, and just let people know, hey, like, for example, the Ashley and Norm that took over Romeo Printing. How many people know that there are new owners?
Are you expecting this to, oh, you're saying
Every
five,
month.
5 minutes? I was just thinking we could invite them and come to public forum and they could do that.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, Kay, you want to go ahead and expand upon that? Didn't we talk about doing it during public forum?
Oh, I just said that it could happen there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys if you want to actually have a reserved spot on the agenda, or if we just want to leave it fluid and we can invite them and they can come and speak at the public.
I personally would like to see them on the agenda and give them at least 5 minutes.
Are you asking for a reserved spot each meeting if somebody says they are going to come, or just an open-ended business spotlight always listed?
Every month, there will be a business listed who's coming.
So
we're gonna
if no
prepare-
one's coming, then it wouldn't be on the agenda?
Right, I'm gonna let Kay know a month ahead of time, like who's coming for January,
Yeah.
which we already know, and
So I don't know that we would need a motion for that. I mean, the chair at her pleasure can have whatever on the agenda that she wants. So if somebody requests, if Marty says, I want to have this business
Right.
come and give a spotlight,
Just put it under new business.
And that's how that's how I would like to see it happen, that way if Marty doesn't have anyone for some reason, then it doesn't become an agenda item. So Marty, it's gonna be up to you to make that happen. And then
Yeah.
we'll put it on the agenda and then it'll be on there. But I think starting out with the new businesses,
right.
Is
That's where
the
I've
way to
already
go.
got the first 3 months covered.
Cool.
But starting
Great.
with the new businesses and then working from there.
awesome,
Yes.
I love it.
It's important to let, the community
Right.
know, hey, we're here, come and see us.
yes. Plus too, once we run through that, I'd like to see the businesses that have been here for a long time.
Yeah.
The staples like Vera's and,
Right,
the antique.
absolutely.
mall. So.
We're not gonna I don't wanna stop at just the new businesses. Everybody in the DDA will have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
I'm so hoarse.
all right. CBD dumpster corral project. Okay,
I
we're gonna leave that to,
That was a Megan.
is
I
that
asked Kay to
Megan?
put this on the agenda after our joint DDA council meeting and dumpsters being brought up. This has been something, an ongoing issue, well before this board, any of us were here. The DDA at one time did address one of the quadrants, that is how they have a dumpster corral in their quadrant. And then the other three do not. In bringing up that issue, the whole district is out of compliance with the ordinance. And so I thought, let's start, this is a project we can move forward with. The village does have a tax for garbage. Within the last year to 2 years, I'd have to check with accounting, I asked them to start setting aside in that fund for the downtown to start project, a capital improvement project. So we do have some funding there. And that, let's start planning it. Let's see what it costs. What would the process be? Is it all three at once? Is it one every 1 or 2 years? Where would they even go? Because behind our buildings are personal and public property. So somebody is going to need to give up property somehow. And then once we decide where they go, how do you maintain them? At what cost? Is it through the tax? Is there something else? The current one is businesses pay together. Will that be, there's just a lot of open-ended questions, things that we can start getting after and actually move this somewhere.
I love the idea, and I feel that I feel like you. I think let's go ahead, let's do something with it. Does anybody know, and I guess maybe this might be a question for Tom, the one place that we do have it, how did that all come about? How do they work it over there behind the office pub?
Well, all right. This has been, what, 3 months since we talked about this with the gentleman that came to me. I visited the village at least 3 weeks ago, and what we needed, actually, the business itself asked for a citation, which I found rather strange. And there was a reason for his motive to get a foundation, or get the paperwork taken care of. But I can tell you, I visited the village. We put together a piece of paper that needed to go to the police department.
We filled out our first complaint form.
Yeah, we filled out the complaint form,
That's exciting.
and no one has contacted that business yet.
No, because
About
I'm not
doing-
about to give a citation to one business that's not in compliance and not give one to every single business.
And that business actually reached out to me today and asked me
Now,
when
wait
they
a
were
minute.
getting it.
Run that by me again?
I will not give one business a citation without giving all of the businesses a citation.
We
That are
didn't,
not
we
in
didn't say that
compliance.
when we discussed it at the count, right there at the meeting.
Right.
Or it wasn't a
count,
meeting,
yeah.
I came into
Correct.
the village office and asked,
Correct.
this is what's gonna happen. The
And after
paperwork was
looking
written
at
up, and then the guy came to me, thanked me for the help of trying to figure this out, and he said, I haven't got a citation yet.
He doesn't
And I
need a
said-
citation to
I
move his
said,
dumpster.
Well, he doesn't need to, right, he doesn't need that to
He
move it.
could just move the dumpster.
Well, I think his.
Excuse me?
He could just move the dumpster and
Yes.
come in compliance.
Yes, he could,
But
that's
they were
right.
gonna waive his fee if he got a citation and take it away. That was his way out of the contract.
I understand.
Well, but still, I thought if somebody was in violation of this particular situation, the police department, what I was told, would go to the business and say, you're in violation of where your dumpster is, you're in violation because it doesn't have a pad, you're in violation of this, you're in violation of that. And that has not been done to this one individual at all.
And it will
So-
not, it will not be.
And it will not be done to anyone then.
No, that is why it's not being done, because after looking at it and realizing the amount of businesses not in compliance, I'm not going to go down the row and pick and choose which one gets a citation for not being in compliance. Either they all get it or nobody gets it until we resolve the issue. So if you would like citations for every business out of compliance, we could do that, but I am choosing to not do that.
I think we need to just move forward with a project that could potentially fix the problem around the entire
And
village.
that is
And
why
that's-
this
downtown.
conversation is here.
So
That's why
where,
we're doing this
my
here,
question is, where
to
would that
help
planning,
that situation.
where would that planning come out of our budget? Kay?
So is somebody gonna put together a list of everybody that's in violation with every dumpster throughout the village? Is there going to be a list?
Go ahead.
What we're saying
And
though,
then
Tom,
then
is,
what would I do after that?
I don't know that, do we wanna go down that road?
If my building was in violation of anything, I would hear from someone, I'll guarantee you. And what frustrates me is this problem has been around for a long time, and we're trying to make it a big, sounds like overgrown thing that we can work on and fix. But I just don't understand.
Where's your dumpster, Marty?
The business is in violation,
Behind
whoever it is, it doesn't
Does it sit
matter.
on a 6
They
foot
need to be
pad?
notified that they have to have it fixed. Excuse
It's
me,
on
Megan.
my landlord's property.
Megan, do I have the floor? I mean, seriously, I find this interesting, because I know if I did it, someone would come and ask me about it. And I really feel that way. I don't understand why we just don't, I don't like use the word attack it, but just take action on the situation. Or do you just send out citations to everybody in the village? I mean, it's a problem and people complain about it, but I don't understand why we're not trying to forward a solution to the action.
That is what
Just
this
not
item is.
doing nothing, I don't get it. I don't understand the
That's what this
philosophy
item
that you
is.
have with this, Megan. I really don't.
Well, I would say that the DDA's responsibility in that, which is what we're trying to figure out, is we already did one quadrant. So the DDA took time to do one quadrant and make a dumpster corral so that they were compliant. And they never followed up with the rest of the quadrants. So from my perspective, as a DDA board member, I would like to see us figure out an end to that plan. Well, how much does that cost? So that the rest of the quadrants not only look appealing, but it would automatically put everybody in compliance anyways. I personally, as a DDA board member, am not in the business of writing citations or even worrying about whether somebody got one or not. My thought is, what can we do to improve the situation and what can we control? And that's what we can control. From the standpoint of a citation being made or not being made and who to, that's really not this board's.
That's what I was told was the procedure, that
I
a
understand.
citation would be written.
I
And the
get that.
quadrants you're talking about, over there on that would be the south, let's see, it'd be the southwest corner, that corral was built, what, 30 years ago? And if everything had been done that properly in each quadrant, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now.
Right.
So.
But I wasn't here 30 years ago. I'm just talking about what my feeling is sitting here right now and what I'm thinking. I can't change what happened 30 years ago. I can just look at what we're doing now. So personally, what we
Then
can,
take the one quadrant and model it for all the other four
that's
quadrants.
what we're trying to
That's
do.
what we're trying
That's
to
the
do. That's
current
what we want to do.
discussion.
Really?
That's the
Okay.
current
No,
discussion.
that's what we
That-
want to
that-
do. We
this-
want to, we
That's
want to
what-
help by doing it with this.
So my question
I
was,
read that.
in the,
I
in
read
the
that.
planning,
Yeah, I
is
just,
that under professional services? Where would we pay for that? If we had to hire a planner and do that work?
I can tell you where we currently have the money,
Okay,
and if we want to move it and amend it, that's fine, but
okay,
currently we have 5,000 under CBD projects,
yeah.
and then we also have this mystery 5,000 that we
Right.
just found.
That
Yeah,
we-
I was
we're
gonna
trying to
say the
figure out
mystery
where-
5,000.
Yeah,
So-
that mystery 5,000.
Or you could wait until next budget cycle and work it into the budget and not
Well,
just have
at the
to-
very least, couldn't we start a process
Planning.
for an RFP or RFQ or whichever way, and we can at least find out how much is it gonna cost us to do that planning? Because that's always the beginning of the project, is the upfront costs of that planning.
Right.
And we can't make a decision if we wanna move forward with the planning if we don't even know how much that's gonna cost.
Exactly.
And then also we have to look at where are we going to start? Where is it going to be? Which one is needed?
Right.
Which quadrant is needed?
I mean, similar
the
to what we
most?
did with the streetscape, you know, the planning as far as which one and how that goes is gonna happen after, but at least we know how much it's gonna cost now, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it's not need, it's feasibility.
Right.
Yeah, which quadrant we could actually get to the,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, I look at it personally and through Tom's eyes too, is there used to be some sort of a quadrant of dumpsters, you know, by the gas station right behind our place.
Right, and even that's out of compliance. They, such
Yeah.
as the other corral, they
Yeah.
are supposed to be three-walled cinder block,
right.
similar in fashion to the building in front of it. Every dumpster is out of compliance.
Yeah.
So I can go around and slap citations on people, and it's literally gonna get the village nowhere, and it's gonna anger all of the businesses. And I don't see these businesses all of a sudden going out and throwing up three cinder block walls around all their dumpsters.
Well, would
So
the
then it will be more
would the building owner,
citations and more citations. It's gonna get
let's say the
nowhere.
building owner was renting
I'm
to
trying to solve
somebody.
a problem here.
What, let's talk about the building owner that rents, okay? Why don't, you would approach the building owner if their building was in a situation that people could get hurt. I mean, you'd go to that person for that type of situation or any situation like that. But why can't we just go right directly to the building owner? I mean, if the building was dangerous to the community, wouldn't the building owner be responsible for putting a dumpster there? For their tenants, for their business that's
Depends on
there?
the lease and how the lease agreements are.
So your suggestion, Tom, is that you would expect each one of these business owners to build, building owners to build their own corrals?
With the criteria that would be submitted by the village, yes. I mean, that's, and I'm a building owner. If I needed to have that done,
Yeah.
I would follow that rule.
Okay.
Okay, and it just makes sense. It's you know, if there's something in violation of your property that could hurt people, I guarantee you, the building department would come down on me, or anybody else for that matter, that could potentially hurt the community. So, you know, I'm probably sitting here right now, the building owners that I know, and you know, what are you talking about, man? Well, hey.
I mean, I understand your perspective and what, you know, what that means. I personally would like to see how much it would cost for those things to be built. As far as forcing compliance issues, again, DDA can't do anything for that, so for me, you know, I'm happy to make a motion to approve writing, what would it be, an RFP, okay?
Yeah.
For planning of this CBD dumpster corrals.
But just understand this, let's just go back to, and I agree with what you
Yeah.
just said, but just let me tell you what's happened, okay, in the last several months since that dumpster's been, just that one little project. It has become the new place to dump all your stuff,
Yeah,
okay? And the people that come up, they don't even shut the doors. I'm back there half the time, and I've been given permission to use that by the building owner, but it's crazy how many trucks pull up. We got trucks, it's a one-way alley,
yeah.
right? And we got trucks coming up and down.
Right.
And some of them are just laying the stuff right next to the box.
Right.
So there is an opportunity to bust some violators, in my
Sure.
opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you, the guy opened up, and maybe this is a little far-fetched. What if one of those guys that was doing that got hurt on it?
Yeah.
You think
No,
he
I
wouldn't
get it.
sue the village?
Well, they block that alley with their big trucks, too.
Right.
They do. But this is a good
I
start for
forgive
us.
my passion for this, but I've been, you know,
I
ever
understand
since
what-
I was a trustee when I was a kid at 28 years old, I mean, the dumpster issue,
Yeah.
has always been a problem, and I don't know, I just personally don't know why
Well, and here we are
it
trying to
seems like a
solve
really
it.
simple,
Yeah.
And I don't believe citations at this point in time, just saying, this has always been a rule, no one's ever addressed it, but we will today, now going forward, you all must comply, here's your ticket. That is not solving
but
the
I
problem
was told at the village
all.
office that the police took care of that. That's why I'm confused.
Well, then, yeah, then you misunderstood, because when you get the complaint form and
Well,
we
then
pass it on.
why did we discuss that the particular form that was written right in front of me would then go to the police department?
did.
And they would take that to the building owner, and they would tell him. It did not. They came to me and said, we haven't got, and I told them, it's not an issue over what you got going on with your customer, the person that you rented from. He said, well, we didn't even get a citation from, that we had to do anything. And that's what I was told was the procedure, is get the citation written, get that to the, no matter who it is.
Anybody can walk in and fill out a complaint form, and we get the complaint and we will pass it on. And if it's determined that a citation is not applicable, or in this situation, I have chosen to override and say, I'm not giving 50 tickets that will literally do nothing but be a burden and cause chaos. Let's actually try to address it. That's where we're at.
And I think for us as a DDA, that's the stance that we want to take, is we want to be helpful, and we don't want to be that negative part of it. We want to help. This is a problem. This is an issue you and I both brought up. And I personally think, as a board member, as a building owner in that area, let's start with a positive project and take care of it, not just for the one that's behind us, but for all of them in the
Well,
DDA
and I
area.
agree with that. But we
And this is a
went,
great way to start.
I agree with that. But this one particular incident,
Right.
I mean, is, okay, yeah, I agree on the approach of get every quadrant on,
Right.
in track.
Yeah.
But that's not how this was handled. And it was the one, and we were concerned, you and I were concerned.
Yes, we were.
The doctor, the
Yes.
dentist was concerned. Some of the other people that are around were concerned and asked questions, hey, what's going on with this?
And I guess that's why I'm excited about this, is that we can start doing something about it.
Yeah.
And correcting it, and not just issuing a citation, but let's work and then telling the business owners that the DDA is trying and we're helping out. And so
Yeah.
can I get you to second
Well, I
this
just want to
motion?
make sure it's understood in public forum
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
told that there was a citation that was going to be written. I had no idea
Tom,
anything was going to be
But
different.
Tom, that is
And-
not,
and-
you misunderstood the situation, and that when a form is filled out and we pass it on to the police, and a citation will be determined. Just
But-
because someone walks in with a
So the
complaint
police,
doesn't mean it's
who decides for
instantly.
the police that they write a citation? That's where I'm confused. Why even write the form if you're gonna go to give the police and tell them, you're not gonna have to do this? Who's the guy that's the bad guy that doesn't have to fix his dumpster? That's what I don't understand. So I'll work with everybody on the board on this, but I feel a little bit slighted because the rule was gave them a citation that I was told.
This meeting
And it's
happened
not a matter of
before-
I didn't understand, Megan. I did understand completely.
Okay, Tom.
And,
And so this meeting happened before the village meeting, and this item is also on the village meeting, and at that point, that part of the ordinance will be addressed.
okay,
But this
that's
meeting
fine.
happened first, and I
Yeah.
thought we would have a nice
Yeah.
collaborative conversation and
Yeah.
try to move actual solving of the issue forward.
Yes, we want to solve the issue.
I think any issue
Yeah.
with citations and any of that
But
is
just so I stand here and everybody else stands, I will not accept the fact that I did something wrong. Okay? I went after this and attacked it quick. And I did it on my own time, which I didn't have to do. A lot of the folks, you folks see me, I'm out there cleaning up all the time, all right? And I don't like the situations the way they are. For God's sake, I pushed the snow off my own front porch in the driveway. I salted myself when we were talking about here. I know not everybody can do that, but the one thing I will not take is criticism that I misunderstood. No. And I'm sorry,
And
folks, but
let us be
I,
clear
yeah, I,
that I have
there's,
not stated
no,
that you did
no,
anything
there-
wrong, Tom, and if anything, you did do.
that's why I had Sarah come up there, so there was two of you listening.
What you did do, Tom, was bring a very needed topic to the table for us to help solve and fix.
That was a positive. You brought this front and center. And that's what's good about this. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I will
Well-
second the motion.
Any more discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm afraid to ask this question, but why am I not in compliance with my dumpster? This is the first I heard about this.
It has to be on a proper spot, and it has to have three cement walls around it.
It does, it's back in the cubby and it has the building.
No, I just asked a question, I'm not saying.
Oh.
You-
Oh, so I am-
You have to go
okay.
around the whole quadrant, and there, you can see many dumpsters,
Okay.
all three quadrants.
I thought it was a great spot to tuck it back in there
But think about,
on the property.
by Village Park, think about over behind Ace. There are so many dumpsters that you can see that are not within corrals.
Oh, I agree with you, I just did not know I was not in compliance.
Can I, Marty, can I explain? Okay, long time ago, in the quadrant, the south quadrant on the west-hand side, where you see that nice fenced-in thing, that was the plan. And that quadrant, we did a lot of things in that quadrant. It was the first starting point of putting this all together. So that was kind of like the model where everything would have been nice. And you had, the whole thing was built and put together. But then whatever happened, and I can't really tell you how it happened in step by step, but everybody started putting dumpsters on their own building right there in that quadrant too. So the goal, I guess, is just to, maybe how do other communities do it? Like a Rochester, like, different places. But that first step was a good first step. It just got out of control. And,
And that's what we're here to correct.
right, and that's what we're here to correct, I agree.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a
Do we have
second?
a motion and a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
No, any opposed? Okay. All right. We'll move on to the Executive Director Annual Review. I wanted to put this on the agenda because looking at our director and how hard she has worked this year, I'd like to have some discussion on possibly either a salary increase or a retention bonus, and I wanted to put that out here. Kay and I talked about the last year and all the things that she has done and what has happened, and personally, I think she speaks for herself with all her reports that she gives us every month on the things that has happened and what she's done, but I wanted to bring this to the board and talk about it and discuss this.
Is the employment committee going to do a review, or are you saying you already did the review?
We've reviewed it, and I feel like I'd like to get everybody's input on it with her.
So
Why do you think the employment committee should?
that's just been what we've done for
Mhm.
past executive directors. Marty's on the employment committee, myself, who else? Andrea?
Mm-hmm, that's the three of us.
I mean, we went through the entire process on hiring a director.
Mhm.
We brought all the information to the board. Here are all the questions we asked. Here were all the answers. Here's what our feelings were. Here's all of those things. I see no reason why we would change that now.
Well, I kind of feel like, we did our job by hiring her, and now, we all have the benefit of having her working for us.
I didn't say I don't think that she does deserve a bonus.
Oh,
and
no,
salary.
I'm just saying, I think it should be I personally think it should be a board decision.
Well, it would be a board decision, just like it was a board decision to hire Kay.
No, I'm saying the whole board, not
Yes,
just.
it would be.
Okay,
because the employment committee would do all of
You
the.
couldn't make a decision just as. a
No,
board.
you can't make a
Right.
decision as an employment committee, which we didn't do to hire an executive director. We would have a whole list of things that we looked at. And previously, when we did a review, there was a whole questionnaire that was sent to the entire board. And the entire board answered those questions on how they felt about each one of those areas that were being reviewed. And then that was looked at by the employment committee, and a decision was made as far as what the idea was for a salary increase or a bonus. And then that was presented to the board to say yes, yay, or nay, that's how much we want to give or not give.
And I think the employment committee did an amazing job because you hired somebody that exactly what we needed with that. We all know Kay now. We've all worked with Kay. I've been working with Kay for, well, all year, but mostly really close lately, obviously since I became chair. I have been, I had gone to the MDA conference with Kay a couple weeks ago, and in talking with some of the different people there, I did discuss with Christina Shepherd, who used to be our interim, and with, you know, basically several people were asking, well, who should do what? And they were, when it came to a retention bonus or review with the director, and, you know, basically she said it should be the chair. So that's why we sat down, we reviewed it, and then that's why I wanted to bring that to all of us, because I feel like, don't think we need to go through all that, because we know Kay. It was different when we didn't know the applicants and all that, but I think,
So when I emailed you and asked you if this was for discussion or approval of
this
a
is,
number.
this is for discussion.
Okay, so what's the discussion?
The discussion is, one, do we want to look at a salary increase, or do we want to do a retention bonus?
If we were gonna do salary, I would, if it's on the table, that would be done at budget times, so that you have the appropriate amounts. Well, I guess all of it really should
Right.
coincide.
Well, based on your review with Kay, what is your recommendation?
Well, my recommendation would be to do a retention bonus for the work that she has done this past year. I think, again, it would be something we'd have to look at if we wanted to do an actual salary increase.
What
That
is
would
the
be some-
retention bonus, sorry, how much?
So, an average DDA director in Michigan makes $67,000 a year. It ranges from $62,000 to $98,000 a year. So we're right in the middle with what we're actually under what the average makes.
What's our current salary?
Her current salary is $60,000.
When Kay was hired, do you have a contract with us? I mean, so was nothing in the contract about annual increases or anything like that?
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, Karen, but I just want to get an answer to my question first. So the retention bonus, that's the average, is 62 to 98?
No.
Or that's,
No, that's the average, what I'm giving you
Is
is
the
the
salary.
salary. The
Okay.
average salary is $67,000 in the state of Michigan for DDA directors.
okay, and,
Okay, of course, that, there's other things there, there's, you know, time off and things like that. So Kay is just under, but also, I know that she has, you know, a decent amount of time off. She doesn't take any other benefits. But with that being said, that's what I want to discuss, and that's what I want the board to discuss and decide, is
what is your recommendation?
my recommendation would be a retention bonus, and I would, of $5,000.
And that's a one-time,
That would be the one time. Then we can discuss a salary increase during, when we were talking about the budget. That's my recommendation. But that's also, I think we have $10,000 in our budget for increases, bonuses for her, but I feel comfortable with $5,000.
okay.
That would put her right almost to the average for this past year.
And I am gonna say that I feel a little bit blindsided, especially since I emailed and specifically asked what we were doing with this item because we have an employment subcommittee. And I was told you knew, and the reason that we needed to have
I
this
told you
was-
that we were going to discuss it, and I wanted to bring it to the board.
Right,
And you're
bas-
asking me for my recommendations, and I gave them to you.
Okay, but that's not what I asked you.
You wanted to table it.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I asked if the employment committee was gonna be able to do anything with this. And I was given an answer that it was on
You
there
said
for
you wanted
discussion.
it to be tabled, and I said I wanted it to be
If
discussed.
it
with the
wasn't being used for, the employment committee wasn't able to do it, and you said that's why we have to discuss it, was so that we can decide if the employment committee was doing it, and that's why I wasn't gonna table it. Because that was the answer, but now it's, no, we wanna give a bonus, and we already decided
I'm
what that
giving you my
bonus-
recommendations.
Okay.
You
Well-
asked for recommendations, I'm giving,
Well,
this is
only
an
because I'm
opportunity.
shoehorned into it.
You're not shoehorned into
Yes,
anything.
you are.
No.
You know what you did. That's
No.
fine. That's fine.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I said I wanted to bring it to the board so the board could discuss it.
Mhm.
There is no more employment committee, we don't need one.
Nobody ever dissolved it. It has always been there, and it did bonus recommendations for the last executive director. It hired the new executive director, and why now it's not gonna look at this bonus for the new executive director when it hasn't been disabled, I don't understand. I mean, if we wanted to decide that just the chair was gonna do this, then let's decide that. Not
I'm
decide
bringing
what
it
the
to you,
bonus.
I'm bringing it to you as a recommendation for
Okay.
discussion. You asked me for a recommendation, I gave it to you.
Well, shouldn't it be discussed and then brought to the employment committee? Shouldn't
That's
we,
not
like,
what you just said, that wasn't what was just said to me.
well, what are we doing? Are we not
Exactly.
discussing this?
That's
I'm
what
saying.
I brought it up
So
here
shouldn't
for.
we just be?
Well, okay, so the motion says, motion to approve annual review bonus and salary increase. What does that mean?
What we are discussing,
So is
do
the
we want to move
motion-
forward?
Is the motion to give her?
There is no
authorization-
motion on the
Okay.
floor, it is a discussion.
Okay,
So are we discussing moving this forward to the employment board?
That's what we're discussing.
We could.
What do
So
we,
that
what's that we
questions can be answered.
You
that
asked
need
me
to be
for
answered?
recommendations, I gave them to you. I wasn't doing anything other than just having it out so everybody knows what's going on. That's it.
well, you said that you didn't think the employment committee needed to exist
I-
anymore, and then based on
Do,
your conversation.
do they really need to? We're
That's
not
it.
employing anybody right now, and
Okay, so we weren't, I didn't hear or read or anything about whatever discussion that the two of you had, okay? So I'm looking at this as, this is just a topic that's been brought up, we are discussing it, and then we move it forward, since we have an employee board, or employee review board, to answer, or to come up with questions that might need to be answered before doing this. My question is when Kay was hired, did Kay not have, is there not something that's built into Kay's contract that says, you know, she gets a yearly bump in her salary? Or she'll be put in for bonuses for working over and above?
I don't know, maybe it should have been included too, that would have been.
Right, well,
helpful.
but I mean, I
Right,
don't
right.
have any of that.
we don't
so-
have that, no.
So these are questions I feel, I mean, I think Kay's been absolutely awesome, but that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I feel that there probably are questions, something needs to be reviewed, going to an employment board if that's what we have.
If that's what the
built in
board wants to
already.
do, then they can do that.
But for us to discuss
It's
that,
for
that
you to
has to get
decide.
moved forward to that. So I would think that that's fairly simple. We discuss it amongst our board here, and we say, yes, we feel that it needs to be looked at with the employment committee. Am I wrong?
That's just not what the motion says, Karen, that's why I asked the question.
Okay, so maybe that wasn't printed completely, I mean, the way, but
Yes,
that's
the
the way
motion-
I'm looking at
yeah.
it, is it's a discussion.
It's a discussion. And I know that the motion is there. but
It
the
says,
discussion is there.
Chairperson Oswald completed an annual review with the executive director, and the motion is to approve the annual review bonus or salary increase. There's nothing even close to saying discussion in this. And I'm sorry, I feel very strongly about this, and the reason that I asked about it previous to this meeting was so that we didn't have to have this hash out now.
So can
We
we
could have had
change
that.
this? Can we just
You
change
can
this
make
so
whatever
it's a
motion you
discussion?
want to, but that's
what I'm-
my concern, is that's
So
why
I
brought
feel
it
that
up
this maybe
beforehand.
didn't put forward what we're talking about now.
Okay.
That maybe this was not worded correctly. So however this was worded, I motion that we change the wording to this for this to be
Discussion.
reviewed by us, the DDA, and if we agree to it, that it gets moved to the employment committee. So that is my motion.
Well, I would just restate the motion in a way that you make a motion to send this item to the employee committee to review.
We can do that, but I didn't know if we needed to change the
No,
wording in
I
this.
think you're,
Okay, all right. So then I motion that this gets moved to the committee, the employment committee,
for review
for review of K's and,
and brought back with,
an annual salary increase and possibly an annual bonus.
So it would be myself, Danielle, and Andrea.
That's the employment committee.
That's the
Correct.
committee, yes.
Correct.
and bring back a recommendation.
Is there
Is there a second?
a second?
Yeah, I'd support it.
Megan, supporting? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, unfinished business.
The holiday lighting installation is complete. I do know we have a couple of strands that are not working. Hayward's aware, they're jumping on it. We did talk about the storage of the garland, and we need to come up with a permanent solution.
We also need to figure out where to store these snowmen, or what to do with the business snowmen permanently too. Sorry.
Yep. So that's gonna be something that we're working on for next year, as far as permanent spot for all of this stuff, and we'll have it. But for now, the holiday decorations are up. Wayfinding and attraction strategy, we're still working on grant applications. I'm waiting on a couple of sign quotes and finish with our media schedule cost, and then we should be ready to put it together. So that's what I'm working on. The multi-modal streetscape project, I touched base with Giffords Webster and asked them about a date for the town hall, and their suggestion was the end of January, beginning of February. So if you guys want to come up with a date that works for you guys.
What's a joint meeting? Maybe the joint meeting.
That
date.
was a 14th, oh, no, wait.
What?
For January?
Our joint
Joint
CBA
meeting.
village meeting, we have one in January. What about,
Well, this is for the town hall.
I know, but say we do it all at once.
Instead of doing,
Well, so one of their planners is on maternity and won't be back till the end of January.
Oh.
So do you guys want to move the joint meeting?
It was just to suggest that it would be one less come out to it, and maybe it would bring more
Yeah, we have.
to a double.
Yeah.
I can do February 26th, February 2nd. Oh, 2nd would be our meeting. We can do February 16th.
What were the dates that were recommended?
January 26th, February 16th,
So it would depend on the days of the week and all the other meetings we have on Monday.
well, 16th would be a village meeting, so it could be February
Um,
23rd, right? 16th village meeting, third Monday?
Well, because of the
26
holiday,
would work for me.
I believe February's actually pushed a week, there's a holiday. January
The
and
16th
February.
is President's Day,
Yeah,
right?
January and February are both 4th because they each have a third
Oh.
Monday holiday.
Okay.
What about the 23rd, February?
That's the village meeting.
Oh,
That's a village meeting.
So it could be the 16th, President's Day?
I don't know, I vote for the 26th.
February 26th?
That works, yeah.
Thursday?
That's also the village meeting.
That's a village
Thursday?
meeting.
Oh, January 26th.
No, February.
I got you.
I could do the 26th.
I can do the 26th.
Are we saying February 26th?
Yeah.
Okay.
February 26th is what, so far, we've got. How's that look?
what time of day are you thinking?
You have to be after 4 for me, but I don't
Should
have to be
we-
here.
I think 6.
I mean, town
6
hall should
o'clock?
probably be a
6-ish.
meeting, but-
6
I mean, we want
p.m.
people to come.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Feeling coming after
That's
work.
my
I was gonna
opinion,
say,
right.
people coming home from
From
work.
work would be 6 o'clock would probably work.
Can we also see if Mitt can be there and it can be streamed? At least people would be able to watch it
Yeah,
back if they
that's a good
couldn't
idea.
go.
All right, what are we calling this?
I don't know how much we
Joint.
pay them.
Town hall.
Town hall.
Joint town hall?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then any ideas of what you guys think as far as location?
Yeah, how many people do you think that we'll
There.
have?
They're gonna be bringing big renderings of the project. We're gonna have a presentation. I think we're probably gonna try to do our annual, kind of an update for the DDA as
What
far
about
as.
the Masonic Temple?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
They have a big opening room and they have meeting space, like with tables and chairs, so people can sit, but you could still put all those boards up
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be a good idea.
And it is
That-
ADA
That would
compliant.
work, yeah.
and you can get a wheelchair back there.
How many people you think it fits?
Well, they did that-
300.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot.
Well, I was
300.
gonna say, they have all
How many
kinds
was
of
at my
events
party?
there, so,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
It's
but
gotta
not
be
in the
big
one
enough.
room.
You just
No,
have to make
it would
sure
be
that
the
date's good
combined.
for them.
Yeah, no.
I mean, there's nothing else going on for that.
Okay, I'll reach out.
Did you want to follow up on that date with Kevin at the Masonic?
Yeah.
To see if it's available then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be really nice to have it there.
I know they have Thursday meetings. I just don't know if it's every Thursday, the Masons. They're upstairs, maybe?
Okay.
Okay. All set with that? All right. And then the committee update for the bylaws, policies, and procedures. We have our first meeting scheduled. And that is January 14th.
Wednesday, January 14th at 5:30?
o'clock. Or 4, I'm sorry, 4:30.
4:30?
Yeah. Tom, did you get that?
And that's at the DDA office?
At the DDA office
Yes.
for our meeting for bylaws updating,
What's the date again?
January 14th.
January 14th?
At 4:30
For
Yeah.
1 hour.
for an hour.
I'll be there.
Okay. All right, anything else with that? We're good with that? All right. All right, at this time, if the public would like to come up for this public forum, like to talk, say anything? No? Good. All right, let's go with our director report.
Okay, so we had a few big events this past month that we attended outside of our normal board meetings. We had the 2-day NDA annual conference in Rochester, which was awesome. We got to collaborate and meet with different downtown organizations and just really learn a lot, so that was fun. We also attended a real estate forum for Macomb County. That was an opportunity that Chairperson Oswald and I got to pitch Romeo to 100 and plus investors and developers. So that was fun. We had a ribbon cutting for Rooted Apothecary, our new retailer on Main Street. Oswald did attend the Romeo High School Fall CTE. It's an Academy Advisory Committee, and there was a huge turnout, and we were just very excited to be included so that we can start bridging the gap and helping support our schools too in this area. And then we had, of course, the Downtown Romeo's Ladies Night Out, which was great. The DDA office had our cozy cafe and had lots of traffic that night, and we're able to showcase the DDA. Grants, we just went through. The only addition is just the Village Park Playscape. We're still vetting that with Kaboom, and we have our next call scheduled Friday to go through all of the logistics, you know, how big is the space actually, and some design ideas, and who would be available to help with construction, overseeing, and all of the logistics. I think it's the final call before they say, yeah, we'll do it for you, or no, so we're getting close. Again, just another fun project. The social media and website, like I said, we're making a big effort on the website side, as far as cleaning it up, fixing some things that are broken, building out our listings for all of our businesses so that they're actually inviting and have websites and phone numbers and a lot of things that have needed to be done. Scheduling the town hall for the streetscape project, so that'll be another big thing that we're planning. And then also keeping our eye open for micro projects. You know, we're looking into possibly permanent holiday lighting, the playscape that I mentioned, possibly a historical walking tour. If you guys come across ideas that you think would be great, send them to me so that we can vet them out. I really would love to see at least a couple of these micro projects get done this year, and we have some funds for it. So the shopping and dining guides are almost complete, and the RFQs. So basically just getting, and for the RFQs, I really wanted to not only update them, you know, make some corrections, make some improvements, but really lock in 3-year pricing so that we're not back here next year. So that's a big project that I'm glad to be moving forward. And that's about all. For the social media reports, again, everything is firing in a positive way on the Facebook and social media side. We just continue to break records, and it's amazing what we've accomplished in the last 6 months on that. But our focus is shifting to the SEO and the website side, so keep you posted.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, Tom, do you have anything tonight?
No, I don't.
Karen? I'm good. Okay. Marty?
I do actually a couple things, sorry. Donna, again, thank you. It was so much fun. I met so many new people that actually stepped foot into my business that are, you know, coming back. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I know it was a lot of work. And then the lights look amazing. A lot of compliments on them. The guys and the women, the little elves, came for breakfast, lunch, came back the next day for lunch. So they were very, I just love them. They're great people. They did a great job, hardworking. The lights are, I'm sorry. And then Kay, thank you for all your hard work. And Karen, the cookies are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. But then I also wanted to say, as far as Vera's, I was going to say also, let's keep, you know, the whole family in our prayers. I can't even imagine. And then we do have our sharing tree up and ready to go at the diner. I do have tags on there. There are a lot of children on there, and they are local kids, a lot of families. So please come and grab a tag. I'm still adding tags, but I'm not done. You know, there's probably 50 up there right now. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Megan?
Who's gonna ask?
Thank you for everybody coming out to his table and volunteering your time and getting it done.
Yes.
Marty, for your,
Yeah,
for your donation and your time. I didn't get to stay the whole time, but sure it was good.
It was very fun. And Marty made an excellent meal.
Oh, yeah.
It was so yummy.
Very creative.
We had breakfast
Breakfast for dinner.
They've never done that before, so it was pretty cool.
I call that Brenner.
Brenner.
That's
It was
what we,
good.
that makes it my grandkids and my kids, Brenner.
Yeah, it was good. Tom, you made a great dishwasher.
Marty, yeah, Marty, I was just about to say, thank you very much. That was, last time I washed dishes like that was
You did a
17,
good job, too.
17 years old at Shelby Inn, and if
Yeah.
some of the people
I have to
think
remember.
back where that was,
I have to remember that.
way, way back.
So remind us
And,
the next time.
no, I
Yeah.
really
Okay.
Maybe
enjoyed it.
next time.
Okay. I haven't picked a date for next year yet, so I had a couple people reach out, want to help as well. So I'm excited.
Danielle?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
There's only one problem with that, Marty. Mrs. Stevens wants me to wash more dishes.
I know, I sent her your picture.
Well, it's ditto to everything that everyone said. The Goodfellows paper is coming out this weekend, along with our Christmas home tour, which is always a great weekend for the town. And that, and again, thanks Marty for letting us know about his table and the service there. Unfortunately, plans changed, I couldn't do this one, but hopefully, again, let us know in the past.
We actually served 80 people,
Wow,
80 families, yeah.
yeah. Again, everything, thank you all for coming and attending. We always appreciate all of your input with that, and I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor?
I
Aye.
Bye.
Aye.